Morning guys, welcome back to Astral Diaries. You guys are in for a treat. I actually want to do a video in this area for a while. One of the most beautiful areas near me, and usually I'm here during like the holidays because they have some of the most amazing Christmas lighting. There's a couple streets like this that kind of go side by side, or sometimes I kind of walk by it, like on a bike, riding a bike and stuff. But I normally never come here for a walk like this, so I want to do today's video in here and kind of point it at the homes so you guys kind of see the homes. I don't know how many homes I can cover because at the speed I'm walking I may not be able to cover too many, but there's one. These are just some beautiful homes here in the neighborhood. Astral Diaries is a channel dedicated to astral projection OBE experiences, tips, mistakes, lessons. So this one, guys, is about if you follow my channel in the order that the videos come in, I told you guys in the previous video that I came to an experience that was the closest thing to a projection from a cruise ship, because that was my goal for the last like 2 weeks, leading to the cruise ship and then coming from it. Okay, let me kind of show this home. I might have to go a little side by side to kind of show you guys. Okay. So what happened was, on the last day of my cruise, things became desperate, and I was doing a lot of reality checks to hopefully trigger like a lucid dream and then jump. What do you call it? Jump board. Is that the term? From that into a projection. Obviously that didn't work out. But what happened was, when I came back for the first week and a half, 2 weeks, I was having like one lucid experience after another, on which one I was able to access my deceased cat, which was a goal for like the last 2 months or so. And then one of them was this, what I'm about to share with you guys. So I found myself in an experience. Of course, I didn't know I was in an experience. I was basically in a cruise ship. And the cruise ship, if you've guys been in a cruise ship, guys, it's kind of like a, something in a combination of like a luxury hotel or like a shopping mall. Very clean. Everything's very clean. So I'm in this environment. Look at these homes, man. I may want to do videos in this neighborhood more. Very rich area. So I'm in this experience, guys, and I'm just, walking around exploring the ship like you normally do when you're in a ship. Just kind of walking around, checking out different things and stuff like that. And then boom, it hits me. I become lucid. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm in a cruise. I did it. This means I successfully projected. Now, at this time, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea that I'm back on land. It's been a week and a half that I've been. All that stuff, I have no idea. I'm like, oh my God, I did it. I became lucid. And before this, I was already checking out the ship. And I was like, you know what? I remember one thing I said in my videos to you guys was, upon projecting in a cruise ship, my goal would be to float over the ship and then maybe even dip in the ocean. I always said that because I'm like, because I know that you guys, if you haven't done OBE astral projection, some of these are like very short-lived experiences. The environment is fluid, things can change very fast, as you'll find out here in a minute. And I wanted to get two things out of the way. Two things that I cannot do on land. Float over. Look at these homes, man. Float over the ship and then dip into the ocean. Those are the two things I want to get out of the way. In addition to anything else that comes with the experience. I was like, I wouldn't mind kind of checking out the ship, see what it looks like during these experiences. Again, things are very fluid, so I wasn't expecting for it to look like the physical for long. Because when I project at home, guys, as soon as I'm out of the window, out of my door, it's just a totally different environment, which made me wonder, like, are these like different dimensions, like, because people talk about I always said I've never been to a different dimension, but maybe that's what it is. I would love for somebody to let me know, when they're in a different dimension, how do they know? Maybe I'm in different dimensions and I have no idea. All I know is when I leave my immediate surrounding, things change. Again, so what happens is when I'm in this experience, like I said, I'm already kind of checking out the area. I'm like, okay, the two things, I was so aware that I was like, oh my God, this is good. I even thought about making a video about it because that was the whole purpose of this, to have this experience and then make a video about it for this channel. So I look around the ship and I look for the first area leading to the outside, and I just kind of walk towards it very carefully, because now I'm kind of on shaky ground. I'm like, oh no, because the experience could end any minute, and that's not what I didn't want the experience to end on me. So upon becoming lucid, already checking out the environment, I didn't want to do any more of that. So I just went towards the closest part of the ship where I see light, and I know that's going to lead me to the outside area. And I go in there entire time hoping the experience doesn't end. I make it out. I make it to this outside area and started doing what I wanted, which was float. So I floated over the ship, guys. I did it. And once I floated over the ship, it's like I felt like I was in the middle of clouds, kind of like foggy, cloudy, but still sunny. And this is because one time I was on a cruise, and it was like so nice and blue, calm oceans. And then literally 5 minutes later, as I'm walking the same way, we're like, it seems like we're like in the middle of sailing through fog, cloud, super windy, cold, but it was still a sunny day. So it's something like that happened as I floated over the ship. And here's what happened, guys. As I'm floating over the ship and I look down, I don't see the ship. The ship is gone, guys. There's no ship. So I'm literally floating over open water in an ocean of a cruise ship that I just flew out of, and there's no ship. And that's kind of like one of the reasons I want to do this, because I want to see what happens. Now I know this was not an OBE. This was clearly a lucid dream because it happened while I was in land, and the ship, by the way, did not look like the ship I was in. It looked different. So I'm floating over this thing and I see nothing underneath me. For like a second, maybe I kind of panicked a little bit, but I'm like, I'm in an experience. So the next goal was what? To dip into the ocean, right? So that's what I did next. Let's show you guys this last home on this side. So I just kind of basically go and dive. Next thing I know, I'm under the water. I can see under the water. It's wouldn't say blue. It's kind of the water has kind of like a green shade in it. Kind of like like in a swimming pool. And the temperature is very comfortable. So I dive in this water. I can clearly see under the water. Let's go back on this side. So I'm under the water. I can clearly see that it's a really like a comfortable temperature, not cold, not hot, not warm. And that split second where when you hold your breath above or underwater, and that second where you want to breathe, that's the second that comes in where you want to take some air in. That moment came. Oh my God, this trash stinks. That moment came. Yeah, that one thing, guys, is like today is like garbage day, and that's the one thing I wasn't looking forward to, walking around here with trashes everywhere. So the moment of taking inhaling, breathing in came in, and for like a split second I was like, oh my God, I can't breathe. And then when I did, I could breathe, man. I could breathe underwater. So not only I could see, I could breathe underwater. And I'm in this water, and then all of a sudden what happens was the whole water just gets dumped, and I just find myself like in a street, like in a sidewalk like this, and a neighborhood that I recognized during this experience. Obviously, when I got out of the experience, I had no idea what it was, where it was. So yeah, that was it, guys. So basically, as soon as I became lucid in this ship environment, I did the two things I wanted: to float over the ship, only to have the ship disappear underneath me, and then basically dove into the water. So, you know, I could see and I could breathe, and then next thing you know, it's just like the whole water just get dumped, and I find myself in the street, and I don't really remember what happens after that. Maybe it continued for a little bit more. I want to do a video, separate video about dreams. I don't want to, just overall, I want to do a video about dreams because that's another thing that is kind of like sister to all these experiences. You know, some people say this is all the same thing. And to those people I say, you know, people who say this is just imagination, that's like the easiest explanations, guys. If you think you're some genius by saying that, you're not. I think genius comes in as soon as you think if these are more, anything more than just some creation, imagination. Because at the end of the day, man, if you're telling me this all in here, it's like you're not some genius who just told me something that I never thought about. Of course, everybody in the back of your mind, you think about that. So I want to do a separate video about the whole dreams, maybe in another setting. But until the next one, please like, share, subscribe. The only way to support this channel financially, guys, is through Buy Me Coffee. Anything less than 10 is fine. I've said that in my other videos. The donation system is, when you click on it, the first thing you see is $25, as though that's the minimum. That's not. It's like you can actually put the amount that you want. But that's it for you guys. Just a beautiful area, neighborhood here. Hopefully, you know, I was able to capture some of the nice homes here. See you guys on the next one.